All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. That is great. I love Dawn Staley. You see, that's the type of thing that, like, I love this game. I think I could get behind women's basketball. If you've got chicks, I'm going to beat your ass to other chicks or even a dude, and she'd kick his ass. So let's just say this. It is never okay for a man to abuse his wife. But it's incredibly erotic for a woman to beat up a dude. That's just my personal opinion. Becca Shea does face palm. This chick right here, she's just saying, yeah, Gino's a fucking asshole. If you want to kick his ass, go for it. South Carolina lost. I wanted them to win after this. That is so cool. She is fucking great. I love it when women, like you got the alpha male who's like a tough guy screaming at the refs, trying to intimidate you. When women do that, it's one of the greatest things on the planet. I love it. It's very sexual. Who's with me? Probably no one. All right, I got to start mentioning these sponsors. I'm an hour into this, and I haven't, other than mentioning Impact Power Sports. But I have a lot of new sponsors, actually. I've had a pretty decent run as of late. Thank you to Chris D, by the way, for his help in getting me set up with Midwest United Soccer FC. Midwest United FC, I should say. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, get your insurance coverage through healthcare.gov. If you are in between jobs or your boss does not offer insurance or you're self-employed, you have to get your insurance from the marketplace. Frank Fuss can make that happen for you. Go to appointmentwithfrank.com. That's appointmentwithfrank.com. He'll get you started with everything you need to get you your health care coverage. And he does not charge you for anything, not even his time. He gets paid by the health insurance companies when he gets you into a policy. So that's how that works. Appointmentwithfrank.com. Frank will help you navigate Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act with the best of care. Thank you. I'd also like to say hello to Indian Paintbrush Farm Sanctuary. They have the Spring Fling coming up April 25th. This is right up my alley. And I want you to be there with me. I will be there. It starts at 11 a.m. It runs till 6 p.m. It's a free event for you, your significant other, the kids, the grandkids, your friends. It's described as, join us for a joyful spring celebration at Indian Paintbrush Farm Sanctuary. Spend a beautiful day on the farm, meeting rescued animals, exploring the sanctuary, and enjoying family outdoor fun with fellow animal lovers. Whether you're coming with friends, family, or just looking for a peaceful afternoon with our animals, Spring Fling is a perfect way to welcome the season. Guests will enjoy guided farm tours, live music, a scavenger hunt, vegan food. I know that Nick, the electrician, loves that. Raffles, local vendors, games, crafts, a bonfire, and more. S'mores. It's in Rockford, Michigan. If you want to go, you go to IndianPaintBrushFarm.org. And I really want to get as many of you out there as possible. This is a brand new sponsor. And if I can move the meter and you can join me and we can hang out on this fantastic Saturday coming up, they'll be like, God damn, that Eric Zane. He's got a great audience that loves to support him. I would love that. Go to IndianPaintBrushFarm.org. I have it linked up in the show notes of the audio podcast, and you can see it as we are doing the live stream. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and in the chat of the live stream, put that web address in there so that you can very easily, while I'm doing this show and talking to you, you can go to their website and get your free tickets. So you click on free tickets, and it is a ticketed event so that they know how many people will be joining them. And when you click on free tickets, it says get tickets. You press that, and away you go. There's a spot on there where it's going to ask you, hey, how did you hear about us? And then just please write Eric Zane Show Podcast or Eric Zane. So once you're here, you just pick how many tickets you want and then hit continue. And then you're going to get your digital ticket. Again, it's free. When you get there, there are some activities that are paid, but plenty of them are not. I mean, you can go to this and not spend one dime on anything, including parking. All right? There you go. Yeah, because there's overflow parking at Pickerel Lake Park. There's a golf cart shuttle that'll take you to and from. They have a ton of animals that are there that you can engage with and have fun with if you're into the type of this type of fun. All these animals were rescued. They actually have 3 of these mini cows now. They got a mini horse. They've got mini goats. They got Piper the pygmy, pot-bellied pig, and lots of fun. So join me, your old pal EZ, April 25th. Save the date right now for the spring fling. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Stevie. And any of the rest of you that want to go. The support of the sponsors makes this show possible. If I don't have the sponsors, then I got to get a real job. It's that simple. And you've been doing this now for 7 years, 3 months and 1 day, and I'm just so happy. Alan says all mini animals are cocks. That is not true. You know, I don't know if you help me with that type of nonsense. True, it may be hilarious. But I don't know how much assistance you're giving by referring to animals as cocks. After the event, we'll be going to Pinball Land in Rockford. So we go from Indian Paintbrush Farm Sanctuary to Pinball Land to play retro arcade games. You can do that anytime. If you need more info, go to pinball-land.com. That's pinball-land.com in Rockford, Michigan. Great place to hang out if you want to play pinball for a full hour, unlimited play. It's going to set you back $9. If you play for 2 hours, it's $15, and the full day is $20. Wolverine Bronco says Trump's polling is horrible. Newsom leading Vance in early polling. Okay. Yeah, that's early, considering that no one has declared a candidacy yet. I don't know how much stock I want to put in a poll for an election that's 3 years away and no one is declared as a candidate. All right, I'm going to take a break, folks. I'll be back momentarily. Thank you as always. All right, I haven't yet walked away because I see the chat from Man Bun Chris. Hey, yo. Got you on a JBL speaker as I'm helping Mario the Spaniard and Amanda move to their new house. They say hello. Congratulations on the new home. I just finished up my commercial for the Indian Paintbrush Farm Sanctuary Spring Fling. Amanda is the big decision maker there that connected us. Well, Chris first dropped my name, so that's great. Amanda, we are so excited about the Spring Fling. Seriously. I cannot wait. I'm going to actually roll in the hay with the cows. Not like in a weird way, just because I'm going to love them so much. Yeah, that sounded weird. I'm going to roll in the hay with a cow. It sounds like me in college. Before I met Boomer. All right, I'll be back. All right. Yesterday we were talking about the 10 greatest songs in the history of rock. And I made my picks for the Tournament of Rock. And then the matchup goes head to head. My draft picks in Tournament of Rock were as follows. Best rock songs ever. Metallica, 1. Monkey Man, Rolling Stones. Fred Bear, Ted Nugent. Outshine, Soundgarden. Turn the Page, Bob Seger. Aqualung, Jethro Tull. Under Pressure, Queen, David Bowie. Blow It, High Dough. Tragically Hip. Now, I could have... Those are interchangeable. Not only are they interchangeable, but I could have picked 8 more just as easily and made an argument. And I could do that forever. There's an argument to be made for nearly every song that exists. Now, what I do when I see other lists is I tend to go, well, that song sucks. There's no fucking way. Josh writes, Welcome to the Jungle, Guns N' Roses. I can definitely see that. Not only is that a great song, you look at what that song did, that entire album, that band. Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. There are so many incredible, epic songs by Led Zeppelin. I think When the Levee Breaks was the one that was chosen by somebody, which is that an original work? When the Levee Breaks Wiki. Yeah, it was made famous by Led Zeppelin. But When the Levee Breaks is an ancient song recorded in 1929. Josh continues with Springsteen, Born to Run. Very arguable. Did I say that? Does that make sense? Yes, you can make that argument. That's what I meant to say. Rolling Stones, Sympathy for the Devil, outstanding. Tom Petty, American Girl. Yeah, I wouldn't put that one in there. It's 2.5 minutes long. There's nothing to it. It's a simple song with the lyrics aren't really that deep. Oh, yeah, she was an American girl. Well, I guess none of these are really that deep, so that's a stupid thing to say. But I can't do it. I can't put Tom Petty, American Girl in there. Van Halen, Panama. No Van Halen song is allowed to be greatest rock song of all time. Which, by the way, I just got the news that David Lee Roth is going to be headlining an event that happens every year in northern Michigan called the Cherry Festival in Traverse City. And they're bringing out David Lee Roth. Oh. Gives me an opportunity to go back to that most recent video that we laughed about. Leather pants. Let's see. David Lee Roth live. Okay, this is surrounds himself with very good musicians. See, he just throw something at him? Look at his pecker. Okay, it's coming around. This is when he starts. I get up! Right here. Not as bad as... This isn't as bad as some of the other ones. Maybe we caught him at a bad time. I swear there was some other shit that was terrible. This is Panama.
Warrior Strong unlocks breakthroughs.
Which is the song that you had picked,
solutions
Josh.
and
hit that shit, friend. Hit that drum like it was. Take this thing to Panama. What do you say? Can you hear me? Whoa, down. Jump back. What's that sound? Here's your call. Look at the top down. Hot you. Running up the avenue.
Dick. This is Dick. It looks like Larry King doing Van Halen karaoke. Wow. Man Bun Chris says, isn't he the dude who did the cameos a few years back that you and Ben beat up? Just a super low energy and effort. Stevie said, no, that was Vince Neil. It was Vince Neil. Okay, now I'm going down a rabbit hole. Vince Neil cameo drunk. Okay, here's that. Okay, it's coming around. All right, get to it.
Hey, Decker, this is Vince. Hey, Decker, this is Vince Neil. Hey, I want to say happy birthday, brother. This is actually from Christian, Mom, Ethan, and Blake. So keep on rocking, shout the devil, and do some feel good stuff in big old 4-0, you man. All right, see you later.
The end was when he really kind of
do some feel good stuff.
do some feel good stuff.
In big old 4-0, you man. All right, see you later.
Vince Neil. And keep on rocking was his sign off for all of them. Yeah, it was. So Father Time undefeated on all of these. None of these people are sharp. None of these people sound good. I just heard a clip the other day of Rush, their first concert. They appeared at the Juno Awards, wherever the fuck that is in Canada, with the new drummer. And she was great. Annika something. But Geddy Lee sounds like shit. Oh, it's so bad. Awful. Cole says, you got any cameos lately? Play one of yours to show the difference. I would, but every time I do this, and which means I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to try anyway. Every time I try to pull up one of my cameos, it like takes me down a rabbit hole. Okay. Hello, south of the Straits. Okay, no, look, I don't do that one. Hello. This is Eric's cameo for Adam. I sound like I'm drunk. Who is a big Rocky fan, and I give him shit about it all the time, and he wants me to sing Eye of the Tiger. Oh, cameo style. Fuck you. For him. I'm not listening to this. Fuck that.
Judy in disguise.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck that is either. I think Vince's are better than mine.
So March 5, that is the date of birth for one Coleman Lutz or Lutz. I know it's Lutz. I want to kick somebody's ass if they take L-U-T-Z and make it Lutz. It would be L-O-O-T-S.
I probably don't want to play this because I don't know what I say here. And right now, it's really sensitive. So it would probably be a mistake if I played that. The next thing I know, I would get my ass drug into court or something like that. And we just can't have that. But anyway, I guess it was his birthday on May 5, which reminds me I should probably do another one for him on May 5. Alan says, it sounds like you're doing Dude Shadoway. All right. Alan says Metallica still sounds pretty good. Yeah, but they're not nearly as old as some of these guys. Well, maybe they are. Piano Finger Banger says this is worse than Vince. Alan says we need an update on that, by the way. I wish I had an update for you on all of the legal things that I've kept very vague. I don't want anybody getting more upset at me than they've already gotten upset. I know that sounds counterintuitive to what I usually do, but it isn't all about me. There's so many people involved in this thing that I've been very vague about. I'm out. I don't want anything to do with this shit. So I've intentionally, maybe at some point down the road there'll be a story to tell, but you've got a level of aggression that is out to get individuals. It's so high that if anything I say that could even remotely be used against me, I can't do it. I can't do it. It isn't so much me that I'm worried about. It's other people. So that is a shit show. One day that is a story to be told. But as you know, I do have an update, but there is no way I can tell you this update. See what you did? You asked me, and now because of that, it's fucking blue balled. The Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, absolutely. Prince, Purple Rain, absolutely. Derek and the Dominoes, Layla, yes. Journey, Don't Stop Believin'. Yeah, that's a great song, but it's hindered by overplaying. And that's not any fault of the band or the song or any of that. So I don't know if I can really accept that type of excuse. So I think that Don't Stop Believin' still stands. I know people are nauseated by it because of it, how much it's been overplayed, but that's still a great fucking song. It's an outstanding song. If I hear it, do I turn it off? Yes. I don't want to hear it. Cole says, and that's Cole in Colorado Springs. I always have to make that clear because people have rabbit ears on me. There's a real radar on me. I have gotten people's attention, which, as you know, that is something that I live for. But that's a double-edged sword. So very rarely do I actually have Coleman Lutz that's paying attention to this free podcast. He's a busy man. If Coleman Lutz is going to pay attention to anything, it would be anything that I do for Who Are These Free Beers. And even that, he keeps a very low profile about it. So when I say Cole, it's Cole in Colorado Springs, who writes, on a separate note, but also concerning lawsuits, Anthony Cumia said he's going to sue Stuttering John for slander the day Shuley and Carl win theirs against him. Oh boy, yeah, that's been the thing in the whole Dabbleverse. Everybody's like suing each other. Which, speaking of which, I have a show tomorrow with Christian Blatt. We'll be doing Who Are These Broadcasters? I think I should share this, what I have to share for you. It came in from Jeremy Koss, and I shared it on the free podcast, but I want it here so that Greg and anybody else affiliated with Greg can hear it. Because Who Are These Podcasts, the show done by Carl, which is a fucking juggernaut. One of Carl's audience members lives in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And this has nothing to do with me. It's a guy who moved to Grand Rapids recently. He doesn't even know who the fuck I am. But he listens to Who Are These Podcasts? And he's heard coverage of Free Beer and Hot Wings on Carl's show. And since he lives in Grand Rapids, he hears Free Beer and Hot Wings. Well, this guy calls Carl's show, and they were discussing radio and left a message.
Matty-O in Grand Rapids. You're talking about Howard and who's listening to Howard. I like to call that shit like coworker radio. I'm in construction, and I was born and raised in Royal Oak. I listened to Drew for my whole life since I was in diapers, but you get into the workforce, and then you realize your coworkers are listening to Dave and Chuck the Freak and Free Beer, fucking Free Beer in Grand Rapids, dude. They eat that shit up over here, and it's like it's ass, and it's like, who's listening to this? And then you're like looking around, and it's like, oh, these fucking shitheads I work with, that's who's listening to it. So yeah, I mean, I'd classify Howard as NPC or like coworker radio nowadays.
Audio wallpaper.
Yeah. Sucks, but
coworker radio. I like that.
Yeah.
It's ass. All right. I get that. I understand why people would feel that way. I have opinions about it, obviously. In fact, we have another edition of Who Are These Free Beers coming up on Thursday with Ben Glaze and myself, followed by the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. But I have said many times, despite that, they still have found the secret sauce. We cannot no longer be waiting for this show to tank. It is not going to tank. My mom used to say, Eric, different strokes for different folks, which I think means everybody's got different tastes. I love the fact that we can rip on that show, but at the end of the day, they are laughing all the way to the bank. Well, Greg and Chris are. The rest of the staff is incredibly underpaid, horrifically underpaid. And they always will be underpaid. And this is the end of the line for that show. That show will, what I mean by that is they will ride out into the sunset. They're probably nearing or thinking about retirement. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say I don't know what their financial status is. I have no idea. I don't know how much they make now. I know that divorce is expensive and alimony and child support is very, very expensive. So who knows? But I know they make a pretty good wage. But if they decide to hang it up, then the rest of that show kind of like those folks are floundering. None of those people will wind up at other radio stations. Kelly might. I don't know what Steve could do. He's, I shouldn't say that. I think that Kelly and Steve could possibly land up in a producer's role somewhere. Kelly might even be able to be a host somewhere if she pushes the right buttons. But radio nowadays is a desperately difficult thing to be successful in. So they better hope that those guys stay on as long as they can. So it may be ass, but I mean, fucking A, at the end of the day, scoreboard, right? And that's coming from a guy who makes part of his living talking about how shitty that show is. It also is very helpful to me that they stay on the air. The longer that they keep talking into microphones, the more content I have to talk about here. It's outstanding. One of my favorite things to do is to drop the needle on any Free Beer and Hot Wings show and pull clips for, who are these free beers? Bob says Free Beer's career is going to end the same way as Pierre Robert. Well, yeah, Pierre wound up on top all the way to the end, if I'm not mistaken. Unless if you're suggesting there till he passes. Is that what you're suggesting? Because Pierre was there all the way to the end. There's no reason why radio people ever have to retire, honestly. Unless if they just sound bad. Well, and I guess that show does sound bad, but not to everybody. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Ben and I clearly don't know what the fuck we're talking about. The Artemis 2 NASA deal, I played you the clip earlier. People are suggesting that it is fake and that it's a green screen because of a picture that's circulating. We saw the clip of the gang talking to Trump. But in this picture that's right here, and it's not really zoomed in that great. That's unfortunate. In this pic, you can see whatever this is here. And there's a little bit of, I don't even know what this is that we're looking at here. Whatever it is, there's some green on it. So because you can see green here, they are saying that this is proof that the entire mission was staged. The suggestion being that it's a green screen. Because they see the color green. Well, that is incredibly fatiguing to live your life like that. The Brave crew gave a live interview over the weekend discussing their journey to the moon, which, by the way, they're on the way home. They do that thing where they go around the moon and then the gravitational pull of the moon, and then puts them back in the direction towards Earth, and then you got to fire the thrusters here and there to line it up right, do the math right, and then wind up coming back home. A clip of the interview filmed by a cell phone from the TV showed visual distortions and flickers of text. Conspiracists quickly seized on the clip as supposed proof that the entire mission was staged. This is a better look at what I was showing you earlier. Because of that means that this is a goddamn green screen. I can't tell you what annoys me more. The conspiracy theorists who everything is a conspiracy, more specifically the 9/11 truthers, and those that suggest that the earth is flat. Like if I ever busted a spring and became like a serial killer, I would try to work very hard to only want to take out flat earthers or conspiracy theorists. In particular, people that suggest that the moon landing was fake and that this maneuver out into space around the moon and on the way back is, in fact, a hoax. So I'd be like, oh, hey, honey, I'm thinking about becoming a serial killer. Can you do everything to help me take out 9/11 truthers? Rebecca says the new Earth photos coming from this mission are beautiful. Cole in Colorado Springs says, did you know the female astronaut looked out the window and yelled, look out, when they were 5,000 miles from the moon still? So that's awesome. That's a great women can't drive joke, which I love those jokes. Those are harmless. And if anybody gets pissed off at women can't drive jokes, I don't want to know you. I don't think that can be fucked with. And the reason why it can't be fucked with is because, first of all, they're great. Second of all, 9 times out of 10, they're accurate. There are only a handful of women that exist on planet Earth that actually are good drivers. Out of all the absurd stereotypes that you hear about people and people of various backgrounds and ethnic groups and walks of life, the one that is mostly true, like none of them are really steeped in fact, except for maybe black guys and their ding-dongs. So that one too. That one, 9 times out of 10, black guys have big ding-dongs. And 9 times out of 10, women actually can't drive. Let me look at new Earth photos from Artemis 2. Boy, you aren't kidding. My God. Boy, just pick one and have it put on a mat. Absolutely incredible. Here's one where half of the Earth is covered up. Here it is with barely any light on the Earth. You can see like a crescent Earth. What? Stunning images. This one, I think, is, this is also from a few days ago, too. There was even some that came in yesterday after the slingshot maneuver took place, and you could see the Earth way off in the distance. Bob says, ask Diana her opinion on women can't drive jokes. No, it's true, man. She can't drive. Either my daughters. Neither my daughters can drive. And my daughters, they think Diana can't drive. Like, they know they're bad, and then they think that she's the absolute worst. They're like good drivers compared to what she is, which is remarkable. Rebecca says, when I would push patients in wheelchairs or on gurneys, I would always say, caution, female driver. The old guys laugh. They're like, yeah, that's right. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. It's awesome. Black Belt Nick says, my wife is always bitching about women drivers. I think she's the one that knows how to drive. She might be. And I don't know why this is all true, but it is true. All right. Thank you to Zelensky Outdoor Services. I want you to get a quote. That's all I'm asking. If you are within the sound of my voice, but in West Michigan, not the same thing. If you're in West Michigan, call Zelensky Outdoor Services. I tell you, I'm not sharp today. And it has to do with staying up, watching that asshole basketball game. Call Nate at 734-626-7788. He's the number one landscaper when it comes to care and quality. Quality, classy quarterback. He gets the details, and he does it right. He doesn't go out of his way to make sure it's done fast. He wants to make sure it's done the best possible way with the best quality. No shitty clumps of grass laying everywhere like on my neighbors, because a big lawn hires a bunch of college losers who come in and just want to get it done as quickly as possible so that they can get drunk or shoot heroin. Nate is not into heroin or getting drunk while working. He might do that on his free time, but definitely not when he's working. Anyway, if you refer a family friend, your next cut is free. Nate is the only landscape outdoor service company that does this. Zelensky Outdoor Services wants to hear from you. It could be aeration, overseeding, fertilizing, spring and fall cleanups. Nate does it all, and it's very important that the audience of this show reaches out to him and all of my sponsors. And Nate is in that particular early spot where it's critical that people reach out right near the start of the campaign, because we're not even a month in yet. And, I mean, to be honest with you, these people put their trust in me. I convinced them to market on my show, and they expect me to deliver the phone ringing. And that's what I'm asking of you. If you're thinking about it, you always wanted to have somebody cut your lawn for you. Zelensky Outdoor Services, that's who I want you to call. If someone else is cutting your lawn for you, can you try Zelensky Outdoor Services this year? 734-626-7788. That's 734-626-7788. Link in the show notes of this podcast. Call Nate. He's got his phone with him right now. Make it ring. In fact, I'm going to put this into the chat on Twitch. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Kevin Kuipers is here. He's a big Michigan fan. He watched that garbage game. That's good that Michigan won. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy for the fans. I think that if you're a UConn fan, you're pissed off at the refs because Michigan went to the foul line so much more than UConn. That sucked. And the game itself was a horrific game to watch. I hated watching that game. But that's good that Michigan won, in my opinion. If you have unwanted trees you want to get rid of on your property, call Kuiper Tree Care, 616-828-8225. The pros at Kuiper Tree Care will get rid of your unwanted trees that have grown past their prime. They'll grind down the stumps. If you have any storm damage, they'll take care of that. Not to mention tree trimming and tree risk assessment. One number. Call Ben Kuiper today at 616-828-8225. That's 616-828-8225. Call and get an estimate about getting rid of those unwanted trees. I'll be looking for an asshole of the day. If you have one, please send it along. Write it down in the chat. I'd love to award the asshole of the day in mere moments. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage wants to get you into a mortgage. Call now, buy now, refinance later. 231-332-6505. Mario's one of the old school sponsors, has been around almost the entire time that I have been podcasting. Right now, the longest tenure from the very beginning is TC Paintball. Rick actually goes back to 2016 when he sponsored my live stream on YouTube after I got fired. Then he supported me at BBL. He supports me here. He's fucking great. But anyway, Mario, if you want to get into your mortgage, I suggest you reach out to him today. He's the best. From anywhere in the USA, call 231-332-6505. His info is also in the show notes of this podcast. Today's asshole of the day. Our conspiracy theorists. Fuck you guys. You're fucking idiots. Shut the fuck up. Linda wishes it was the University of Michigan. No, I can't give it to them. Come on now. Rebecca says, same abusive bitch lady from yesterday. That was rough. That was so rough. Oh, God, I hated that. Poor old timers in a dirty diaper. She won't help him. She's yelling at him and scolding him, trying to teach him a lesson. Fuck that bitch. Like, nobody wants her alive, right? Seriously. Okay. I appreciate you guys. As always, you're a fantastic audience. I can never say that enough. I'm just blessed to be able to do this from home every single day because of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you think about it, you can help even further by signing up for my Patreon for 7 days free. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Email me on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I have cameos. Hire me for a cameo. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. All right. Have a good one, folks. See you. Bye-bye.